Hello, Cothern Cards community. Whether you are new to Draft and new to Magic Arena or both, I thought I would shoot a quick video to help you understand what exactly a Premier Draft is on Arena. So if you've been playing Paper Magic, you may have heard of the draft format before. Basically, 8 people sit down at a table, each has 3 packs of cards. You open a pack, pass the pack to your left or right, depending on what pack it is, and pick a card out of each pack until you have 45 cards, and then you build a 40 card deck. Well, in Paper, you then go and you play those other 7 people in a tournament to find out who ends up winning. Well, on Arena, I wondered, does it work the same way? Do you play the people in your draft pod? Do you draft versus human opponents, or do you draft versus computers? And how do they decide who you play? Do you have to play it all at once? These are all great questions and something I just had to figure out on my own. So I thought I would go over how it works for you. Now, depending on when you're playing, the set you have access to for the Premier Draft may vary. Right now, when I'm recording this, Premier Draft is Strixhaven. So this is the Premier Draft Strixhaven screen. You can either spend 10,000 gold or 1,500 gems to enter a Premier Draft. You get 3 packs of 15 cards that you open up. You take a card and pass it, just like in real life. You do draft with 7 other real people, although it is digital. Then, after you draft and build your deck, you get to play games. You get to play until you have 3 losses. This is a best of 1 format, so you only play 1 game matches. You do not play 3 game matches in Premier Draft. If you only win 1 game, you get 50 gems in 1 pack. Or, sorry, if you don't win any games, you get 50 gems in 1 pack. If you win 1 game, you get 100 gems in 1 pack. 2 games is 250 gems in 2 packs. So these rewards really aren't that great. Where the gems really start to kick in is 3 wins. At 3 wins, you get 1,000 gems in 2 packs. At 4 wins, you get 1,400 gems in 3 packs. So the gem payout here is almost enough to draft again, but not quite. You're going to need 1,500 gems to draft again. The payout for 5 wins is 1,600 gems or 4 packs. The payout for 6 wins is 1,800 gems and 5 packs. And if you win 7 games before you get to 3 losses, you get 2,200 gems and 6 packs. So this can be a great way to build your collection. So I thought I would go ahead and show you how it works when you actually decide to draft here. So here I'm paying with gems because I don't have enough gold. First thing you do is you sit in this lobby. Now, you have already paid your gems, but if something pops up, say your kid gets hurt or something, you can click this cancel button right now and get out before you actually start the draft. Once you start the draft, you have to finish picking your deck. So now we're at a part where everybody has to say they're ready. If you don't say you're ready in time, you can get out again, but if you click ready, we move on to the draft. So I clicked ready. Now we're going to start our draft. Arena has 2 different screens. You can click this toggle to switch between them. And then you get to see all the cards you have available. You make a pick. You can double click or you can click and drag over to the side. Let's see what we're going to pick in this pack right here. Not too excited about this pack overall. Don't really want to commit to 2 players. Strict Proctor's not really amazing. This is not great, that's for sure. I think I'm just going to take the rare here. Strict Proctor is a flyer. So I picked this one by clicking and dragging to the side to confirm my pick. You can also click and drag it to your sideboard if you don't think it's going to go in your main deck. Now we have to wait for everybody else. Okay, so we have our next pick options here. Looks like we have some great choices here. We have Killian, which is really good. Lightning Bolt, which is really good, but we did just pass the shock, so I'm not expecting red to be open. I do like black-white, so I think we're going to take Killian here and hope we get that. Now this time I'm going to double click on it to show you how that works. Go ahead and got that pick right there, just like that. So this is the 3rd pick, and you continue going until you've picked all your packs, or all your picks in the first pack. Then you start passing the other way. The computer takes care of the passing for you. Here we're going to take Beaming Defiance. I'm going to click and drag because that's my preferred method. Gives me a second to look one more time before I decide on the final pick. Looks like black-white might not be that open. We have a Mage's Duel here, which is really good. We also have Reduced Memory Lesson card, which is great. In the sideboard, of course. We also have Alan Shield Mage and Arrogant Poet. Probably going to take the lesson here. But I'm putting this in my sideboard, so I'm dragging it down to the corner. We have an Eye Twitch. That's good news. I think that means that black might be a little more open than I was thinking. So we're going to go ahead and take this Eye Twitch, dragging it to my deck. Not a huge fan of Brackish Trudge. We don't have any learn spells yet, so that is a bit disappointing. I tend to like to go aggro with Silverquill in drafts, so we'll take the probably the Star Pupil here. We have a rare here. Now, if you're trying to just collect as many rares as you can rare draft if you want. I'm probably going to take the Pest Summoning here. Put that in my sideboard because it is a lesson card. Wow, so we got some stuff passed around to us. Spectre of the Fens is pretty good. So is Essence Infusion. I think we're going to take Spectre of the Fens here. Okay, here we have another Star Pupil. Probably going to take that. Access Tunnel's also good, but don't think we're going to take that yet. Hopefully we have some ways to get through without the Access Tunnel. If you want to see who's at your table, you can click your name up here, highlight over people. The weird thing is there's no like X button. It also shows you which way you're passing. Currently we're passing this way. All the packs are stacked up over here. We just got a pack, so if you click outside the circle, you can get back in. I like Guiding Voice here. It lets you learn. We don't have many learn cards, but we already have 2 lessons. Spectre of the Fens is really good though, so I think we're gonna end up taking that here. Looks like Silverquill might be open enough for us to get a good deck here. Basically, you continue going through the packs until you've drafted the whole entire deck. Depending on how I end up making this video, I might cut it off here. You get the general idea of how the picks go. The next step would be deck building, but I'm going to go ahead and record the rest of this so that I have this draft in case we want to just put the whole draft out. If I do decide to do that, I will have timestamps so you can skip to where you want to see. We do have to wait for people to pass their packs. Sometimes it takes longer depending on who you're drafting with. Okay, so we have a Defend the Campus and Novice Dissector here. Not a huge fan of either one of these. I think we take the Defend the Campus here though. Might not make the final deck. We'll just have to wait and see. There's also another format you can look at if you want. There is this format. We will take the Alan Shield Mage here, I think. Actually, I like the lesson. We'll take Introduction to Annihilation. Always good to have some lessons, some variety there. Probably pick up an Alan Shield Mage later, it looks like. This version of the deck allows you to put things in mana cost order or piles, depending on how you want to do it. You can click and drag and move these around. That can be helpful when you're building your deck to see what type of things you need. Wow, we have Hall of Oracles here, Dueling Coach, Combat Professor. Lots of good stuff in this pack. You can also click on this thing right here to see how many creatures and instants as well as your creature types you have. Have a lot of good options here. Dueling Coach. I think Combat Professor is just too good to pass. Hall of Oracles is really good too, but I think for our deck we're going to need the Combat Professor more. I doubt Hall of Oracles will table, unfortunately, but that's just how it works. Get a Mage Hunter's Onslaught, that's removal. Our other options are another Star Pupil, which I think will probably table. Expanded Anatomy would be a nice lesson to have. Don't think we're probably going to end up playing Make This Mark, so we're going to move it to the sideboard. Wow, we get another Dueling Coach. Maybe this Essence Infusion will come back around. Going to have a lot of 4-drops in this deck, unfortunately. Here we have. So I want to take a look at our curve. We have 9 creatures. We don't have a lot of instants and sorceries yet. Probably going to take this Guiding Voice here. Actually, Humiliate's pretty good. So there's so many good cards for us. Let's take the Humiliate here. Lash with Malice is good. So is Inkling Summoning. I think only have 1 learn card so far. So I'm gonna refrain from taking more lessons right now. And we could take Study Break. That's a fun one. Let's go ahead and take Study Break. That allows us to learn. Lash Malice is really good too. Maybe the Study Break will come back around. Let's take the Lash Malice. So here we have an Access Tunnel and Exhilarating Elocution. People don't really like Exhilarating Elocution, but it has worked out well for me in the past. I do think we end up taking the Access Tunnel here, though. Put that in our sideboard, because I don't want to count that against our playables. Maybe that Elocution will wheel. Wow, so we have lots of options here too. Silverquill Apprentice looks like it's probably going to be our best bet, although Stonerise Spirit's also pretty good. I think we're going to grab the Apprentice here. You know, Leech Fanatic might be what we need here. Take the Silverquill Apprentice though. Probably not going to see another one of those. We'll take the Stonerise Spirit here. We have no 3-drops. We have a bunch of 2-drops and a bunch of 4-drops. These Silverquill aggro decks tend to be 4-drop heavy for me. It's just the way it seems like it has ended up working out. As we wait for our opponents to pass us packs, let's take a look. Looks like they're pretty spread out, so it's not just one person taking time making decisions. You also don't have to rush. Something I forgot to mention is there is this timer. The longer, or the further you get in the packs, the longer you have to wait. I do want that Silverquill Campus, but another Dueling Coach, I can't say no to that. Here we have to decide between Star Pupil and Study Break. Star Pupil's really good with those Dueling Coaches, so I think we're going to take the Star Pupil. They also allow us to, wow, we're going to have a lot of Star Pupils. I don't think we could play this many. We got the Guiding Voice or the Essence Infusion. Taking a look at our lessons, I think we're going to want the Guiding Voice. We also got a Study Break. That's nice. Got 2 uncommons here. Another Stonerise Spirit. Vanishing Verse, exile target monocolored permanent. That sounds pretty good to me. Our other options in this pack are Mage Hunter, which is really good. I think I would rather have the removal though. Sincerely doubt that Mage Hunter tables, unfortunately. Sorry about that sound. Sounds like our washer's having a bit of a time. From this, we have Arrogant Poet, Lash Malice, Unwilling Ingredient, which can be really good. Plumb the Forbidden, which is a great way to draw some cards. We also have Agonizing Remorse. We have 15 creatures already. Let's see. We already did get an opponent reveals their hand card, so I don't think I want another one. Plumb the Forbidden can be good card draw. Hopefully that ingredient tables. There's also rare in the pack if you wanted to rare draft. So something you can do is you can split out your spells. Wow, Crux of Fate, Thunderous Order, Leech Fanatic. I mean, Crux of Fate is awesome, but I don't think it works in our deck. I mean, it's always good to have a board wipe, but Thunderous Order works really well in our deck, I feel like. So we do have those flyers. Flunk is also good removal. I think we're going to take the Thunderous Order here, chat. We get to choose between Combat Professor and Mage Hunter's Onslaught. I think I'm going to pick Combat Professor here. We already have plenty of removal. Well, you can never have too much removal, but I really like what we got. 2 Combat Professors in a row. Get in my deck. Hopefully that Unwilling Ingredient comes back around. So 3 Combat Professors. That's pretty good, chat. 4 Combat Professors. Spiteful Squad's also good, but we're gonna Combat Professor, chat. Hopefully we get the 4 mana. We have an option of an Expel here or an Environmental Sciences. I think I like having the Environmental Sciences. Expel is also good. We have an Eager First Year, a Shadewing Laureate. I think the Laureate's going to be really good in our deck, and it's a 3-drop. We don't have any. So let's add a 3-drop. Just organizing so I can kind of see what we have here. One thing we do not have is a Silverquill campus. That is a bit disappointing. Probably not going to play 2 defend the campuses. Probably not even going to play 1, to be honest, with what we have. Generally, you're trying to play 17 lands and 23 cards of some sort. We get the Unwilling Ingredient. That can be good with our Thunderous Order. Probably not going to play 4 Pupils or 2 Spirits. I'll be happy to grab the Leech Fanatic. That can be good with our Thunderous Orator as well. I don't know if we grabbed an Essence Infusion yet. I don't think we did, so I will be happy to grab one there. Grab uncommons for Vault Progress. If you already pick a card and you pick another one, you get something called Vault Progress when you fill up your vault, and it takes a long time, so it's not that big of a deal. You do get some uncommon, rare, and mythic wild cards. It's kind of Wizard's way of saying you already have these cards, so we're going to give you a little something for them. Not much, but a little something. Okay, so we have just finished drafting, and now we get to build our deck. Again, there are 2 modes. You can build this way or this way. I personally prefer this option. There's some neat things you can do. When you're in this mode, you can search. This searches your cards in your sideboard, so we can say lesson here, hit enter, and it'll show us all of our lessons. You can also choose a type of card by typing T. Let's see if I can get that to work. Hold on one second, guys. So you click the X to get rid of that, or you can just hover over it. It shows you all the options you have. I like type, so you can do type sorcery, hit enter, and it shows you all your sorcery cards. Now if you want to do with what's in your deck, you click this little arrow button to go up top. Here, my favorite one is type creature. And then it shows you your mix of creatures and spells. It also automatically filled in the land for us, and we have 46 cards in our draft deck. We have 20 creatures and 9 spells, 17 lands. So we're going to need to do some cuts all around. Strict Proctor I don't think is going to be great for us, but let's check to see if we have any enter the battlefield abilities. We do, so we probably don't want to play Strict Proctor, unfortunately, even though that was one of our rares. Another thing I want to know is how many learn cards I have. So it looks like we have 3 learn cards. We do have some good lessons, I believe. Let's check. So you have Reduced to Memory, Pest Summoning, Environmental Sciences, and Introduction to Annihilation. I think all of those can be good, so we might want to play our learned spells. Eye Twitch, Guiding Voice, and Study Break. Guiding Voice is going to be good with some other stuff as well. Study Break can also be good, so we're probably going to keep all of those. We do have to make 5 cuts. I think we're going to need to definitely cut some creatures out. I don't see cutting any combat professors, although we are pretty heavy in the 4-drops. So how many things do we have with 1/1 counters? That can do a 1/1 counter. So that's 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I think we're definitely playing Removal. We're definitely playing Vanishing Verse. I think we're playing Humiliate. I want to play Guiding Voice and Study Break. I think I'm probably more likely to play Essence Infusion than Beaming Defiance in this case. Don't think we're going to play Plumb the Forbidden, although it is pretty good. Lash and Malice we're probably going to play as well, so now we just need to cut some creatures. I think we're probably going to cut a Star Pupil. We do have a lot of 1-drops. We have a lot of flyers, so I think we could probably cut the Stonerise Serpent, or Spirit. And then we don't have anything that costs over 4, so I think we're going to cut a land. This is pretty risky, depending on how you like to play. The last thing I like to do is count up my color casting costs to make sure I have the right amount of land. If you look here, it tells me I have 16 white and 13 black spells, but I have some black spells that have double black in them. Looks like I only have 1. So I'm just going to cut 1 white here, and we're 50-50. So now we've drafted and built our deck. You don't have to play right now if you don't want to. You can quit the game and come back. You cannot quit in the middle of a match, but after you play a game, you can quit and you can come back as long as the format is still around and play that out. In our case, I'm just ready to play, so I'm going to hit this play button and it's going to load us versus our first opponent. So Premier Draft is ranked. That means you move up and down the ranking ladder. Some other types of draft are not ranked. So if you don't want to play ranked, Premier Draft is not for you. The only reasons why you might not want to play ranked is if you're pretty high up in the rankings and you feel like you aren't very good. So the opponents you're playing are very good and you don't feel you're that same level. You might not win as often, so that is a bit disappointing. Unranked, you don't get matched up against other people. This is a pretty decent hand. You can mulligan if you want to, but I don't want to. We will need some land. Waiting to see if our opponent wants to mulligan or not. I think I will include this whole video so people can see how long a Premier Draft takes for however many wins I end up getting. The games I've played, I've noticed they If you play as many games as possible, which would be 9, that's 7 wins and 2 losses, they can take a couple hours. If you get in a bad spot like I have in the past and you go 0-3, they can be over pretty quick. Don't know what's going on with our opponent here. Hopefully they didn't disconnect. Hopefully they're just really thinking whether they want to keep this hand or not. Kind of wondering if maybe I have a disconnect problem, but you would think Arena would tell me about it. Not having any other internet problems, so it would be an Arena specific issue. If you do have an issue in draft, it looks like it is my opponent. Their timer finally started. If you have an issue in draft where there's something that caused you to lose that was due to Arena's client, make sure you click this gear button and then click report a bug. It allows you to report a bug, take a log of what happened, and file a support claim. Wizards will reimburse you if it was their issue. Our opponent timed out. This is super weird. You want to think they would say they're ready to play a game unless they were. Although life does happen and sometimes you just have to get up and go. We'll wait and see what happens here. Hopefully, I always want to play my games out, although when I'm paying for drafts, I'll take a win any way I can get it. Ideally, though, it's always better to play out. You never want to see your opponent lose the game due to a disconnect or something like that. Looks like our opponent is still not making decisions. Okay, our opponent is here. We're going to play our Thunderous Order. Thought about playing Humiliate, but I didn't have anything to put the 1/1 counter on, so we wait a turn. We also got land. We need one more. See what our opponent plays here, if they play anything. Looks like they're playing Quandrix. They might be 3-color though. We don't know that yet. They play a Drake. That is not good news for us. Let's go ahead and Humiliate here to see what else they have available to them. Some pretty crazy stuff here. Let's see what this one does. Okay. We can play around a counter spell. Mage's Duel is bad for us. Let's get rid of Mage's Duel. Not going to attack here. We have Study Break. If we don't get another land, that will allow us to tap their creatures down and learn. Learning will get us something that can get rid of that Needlethorn Drake, which is nice. Opponent decides to play Uvilda. Will they attack here? I would not think that's a smart move, but they might do it anyway. They do not. We get the land we're looking for. Good news is they're tapped out, so we can play our Combat Professor without worry. We will not attack here. Opponent needs to keep 2 lands open to keep that Tested Talents out. Good news is we have another Combat Professor. Waterfall Aerialist, that's not great for us. Unfortunately, we only have 1 white mana. We will grab the reduced memory here. See if our opponent decides to kill the Waterfall Aerialist here. Or the Thunderous Order with the Waterfall Aerialist. They're thinking about it. They decide to pull the trigger, probably a smart move. Hopefully we get another white next turn. And hopefully they do not leave mana open for the counter spell, though it looks like they're going to. They do leave the mana open. We did not get another white either. That's unfortunate. We could bait it out with another Combat Professor. I think we'll play the Killian here though. Actually, let's attack with the Combat Professor first. Now we'll play Killian first. See if they decide to counter that. They smartly decide not to. They're pop quizzing to learn. Let's see what lesson they grab. Transformation, that's interesting. It is a sorcery though. Get to reveal a creature or land card and put it in their hand, rest on the bottom. They grab the land. So now we know everything that's in their hand. They must not have had a creature. So better take something than nothing. Gonna have to start making some moves here soon, chat. Hopefully we get that land we're looking for. We have a 25% chance of pulling the plains. We get it. Perfect. They did leave open to counter. So what we're going to do here is play the Star People first. Next we'll play the second Combat Professor. See if they decide to counter that. They do not. That's interesting. I think I'm willing to give up Killian here. Gain some life in the process. Knock out a couple of the lower guys. Probably not the best trade ever, but it does clear the board up some. We also gain some life. Opponent draws another land. Would have played the island, so I didn't know that, but it is what it is. Lash of Malice. This is perfect because we killed Needlethorn Drake either way. They're going to end up getting the 3-2 out of it, but that's okay. don't think I have any other tests of talents. Gonna get in the air for 5/8 here. That Needlethorn Drake has been a pain in my side. And now, it's no longer. Gonna give it to the combat professors. I think we're even gonna attack with the people here, chat. Like to move that counter over to the 2/3 combat professor. I think they're seeing that now. So Mercurial Transformation, like all lessons, is a sorcery, so it's not a combat trick they can play. As long as they don't get removal or a flyer, we should have this game in the bag. But who knows? Maybe they got a Burying Books. They got a Dream Strix. There's that flyer we didn't want them to have. When it dies, they get to learn. That can also present problems for us, but the opponent concedes. So we're 1-0 with this deck. In Silver, when you win, you go up 2 little pips here. Now, if I needed to go do something else in my life, I could just close Arena out and come back. When I'm ready to come back, you just go to Premier Draft Strixhaven. You can do it there, or you can do it over here. A little flyer shows that you have an event going on. Click Premier Draft, and then you can play. This little timer here shows there's only 21 minutes or 21 hours left to play in this event. So if you have an event going on, like a quick draft cal time here, you'd want to finish that up before that timer ran out. They normally let you know that that's going to happen about 48 hours in advance. Sometimes it's 36. Not really 100% sure on when that timer starts, but you normally have at least a couple days notice. Playing our second game versus Toe Nuts. Another one where we're going to need some land, but we have a good start. Going to play the ingredient first because the Menace. And second turn, we're going to Thunderous Order and have 2 Menace creatures on the board, essentially. And hopefully we draw some lands. We did not draw land. That is a bit disappointing. But we'll start getting in early. Hopefully often. Really need a couple lands, chat. Hopefully they start coming. If not, we could be in trouble. So we can Essence Infusion or we can Star People. I think Essence Infusioning here is the smart move. Question is, do you put it on the order or the ingredient? I think we're going to put it on the order just because I want that to have a better chance of living if they get double blocks. We also get to gain 4 life. If we put it on the ingredient, the Thunderous Order would have picked up lifelink, but it still would have been a 2/2. Looks like our opponent's playing 2, maybe 3 color deck. Unfortunately, don't know what this one does. A rare. When there's battlefield, create a pest token, draw a card, and lose a life or exile target player's graveyard. Well, our graveyard's pretty small, so they made the smart move there. They can kill the order if they want to. If we attack with the ingredient, they have to double block so something would die. Wow, I would have done it with the other one because now their 2/1 is dead. We also have the option to draw a card if we don't draw that land. 3/3 lifelinker, that's no fun. We got the land we needed, perfect. Gonna play the combat professor here, get our order in the air. With flying. We can dueling coach or Spectre of the Fens next turn, not sure which one we're gonna do yet. Hopefully they don't have any removal. If they do, we could be in trouble. Looks like we have this one in the bag, chat. We're going to play Dueling Coach, put a 1/1 counter on the Combat Professor. I think. Going to give the Professor Vigilance. Going to get through in the air here. Opponent is down to 1. We have blocks. They can gain some life. Dramatic Finale is a nasty one. If we don't block anything though, they don't get any flyers. More than happy to take pretty much as much as I need to here. I don't see it being an issue. They're going to gain 2 life. We can get through for 8 in the air next turn. Don't want to produce any flyers. They do gain 2 life, so they're 3 now. Even if they have removal, one of our flyers should be able to get through. They do, or they would have. Opponent concedes, and we are 2-0. So, I'm going to take a quick break, and I will be right back. So, I just took about a 5-minute break, and Arena's still waiting right here for me. So, let's go ahead and get into that third game. Playing Quantifex. Or Quantifix. This hand is not amazing. We really need a black. Swamp land. Opponent does go first. So we would have a couple turns to draw. We can start out with a Thunderous Orator. It's kind of greedy, but I think we're just going to go with it. Opponent says hello. We'll say hello back. Starting with a Star Pupil. We got the black. That worked out well for us. They have their own Thunderous Orator. This could be trouble. I think we're going to Silverquill Apprentice here. Actually, we'll Thunderous Orator back. How about that? Question is, what do we do next turn? I know I'm going to be able to play a flyer, but are they? That's the question. Are they stuck on mana? We're about to find out. They're not. They got a Pilgrim of the Ages to get even more. Not a huge fan of this board state right now. Humiliate will give us a counter on our order though, which will be helpful. Let's see what else they have in their hand. They have an Allen Shield Mage that they're going to be able to play, and Mascot Interception. I want to say we're going to be able to take care of the Shield Mage by then. So we're going to take out the Interception. Really don't want this to be a blowout. We're also not able to play the Shield Mage this turn, and we can play our Spectre of the Fens next turn. I sincerely doubt our opponent drew a pump spell. I think we're going to block the Pilgrim of the Ages, hope it doesn't come back to bite us in the butt. Does not appear like it did. Guiding Voice can be really good for us. Don't think we want to play it yet though. They are going to play Allen Shield Mage. It's not great for us, but we do get to learn. They can attack with the order, but it's not going to get them anywhere. Surprised they didn't attack with the Pupil. I probably honestly would have. think we Guiding Voice the Spectre of the Fens here. I think we're going to grab the Reduced to Memory. We can Study Break here, but I don't feel like that's a great move. I'm okay trading the Order for the Shield Mage though. So we will attack with that. Study Break's also instant, so that's helpful. Don't think we're going to play it though. Guess it depends what our opponent does here. So we don't know what's in their hand anymore. We have enough land to start spectering the Fens. We can also get rid of this Shield Mage if we want to with that Reduced to Memory. Not sure we want to do that. I think we have a Combat Professor. That is a great trick to have. I think we pay the 3 life and reduce the Shield Mage though. Do they have a Trek? Hexproof. Wonder if we still have to... I guess we can decide against paying the life now. So that's good. So 5/5 Hexproof. That's going to prevent our attack from going through. And unfortunately, we don't have the mana for the Combat Professor anymore. Because we just kind of hang out and wait to see what happens. That was a bit of a bummer, but it does happen. I'm glad it wasn't lethal damage to us. I'd rather them use that way. They got the counter moved. Good for them. They can attack, and I'd be happy to let that through. Leech Fanatic, okay. Can give the Order lifelink. That's not great news for us. Do we want to tap some stuff here? I don't think so. Although that would give us the Annihilation card, which we could use to get rid of the Shield Mage. I think we're going to wait. Combat Professor lets us hopefully take care of that Shield Mage. We'll see what they decide to do. If we have to, we can lose 3 life and tap it before. I think they would have to block first. They decide to let it through. Next turn we have 3, 6, 7, 8 in the air. 9. 10 if we play the Study Break. So as long as they don't have another Beaming Defiance, we could get in the air and win here. Especially if that's the end of their turn. Let's go ahead and pay the life. Oh crap, we don't want to do that yet. We'll do that on our turn. This should give us the game, I think. Also, target the Order. We'll give +1/+1 to the Order. I will pay 3 life. We'll take the Annihilation just in case we need it. We will go to combat, give the Professor Vigilance. Attack with everything. That should get 10 through the air. It does, and we win game 3. Having 4 combat professors in a deck is pretty good, chat. Not gonna lie. So let's play our 4th game. Playing Sir Hailstorm. That is not ideal. And I go first. Can't play anything without a white here, so we're just going to have to mulligan. This is better, not perfect, but we do have a turn 1 play. Our opponent mulliganed as well, so that is very helpful. Probably going to ditch the Leech Fanatic here. I don't know. Maybe we ditch the Combat Professor. Normally not for ditching a Combat Professor, but we have 3 more in the deck, so that makes me feel a little bit better about it. This way we keep the removal and we keep the early board hits. See if our opponent decides to keep, or they do decide to keep. Star People, that's no fun for us. We do get another land, so that is helpful. We do need another black to play that Mage Hunter's Onslaught, though. Get an Arrogant Poet, that's unfortunate. We got a Combat Professor back, chat. Gonna put this on the ingredient. If they're willing to lose both their creatures to the ingredient, I am okay with that. Because that makes the Star Pupil's counter not do anything. They wisely decide that's a bad idea. We need another swamp, chat. Hopefully we draw it. Don't see anything I'd play the Mage Hunter's Onslaught for yet. Arrogant Poet, thought about attacking, decided against it. Opponent might have a trick up their sleeve, or they have a bunch of 4-drops like we do. Decide to kill the ingredient. Well, that lets us draw a card if we need to. Combat on the people was a smart move. Unfortunately, this does not give us toughness, so we will not be attacking here. Don't want to give those counters to the poet. That's not good news. Don't want that sticking around. Let's take care of that flyer real quick. Give the Combat Professor the Vigilance, get through in the air. At least we draw a land next turn, we can draw a card. Another Arrogant Poet. Things are getting interesting. People attacks will happily take the 2. We drew the land, chat. Let's see what else we draw. Another land, chat. Not great. I think we're about to get outraced. I would be attacking with everything here, I think. We'll just take the 4. Another land, chat. Interesting. We're still doing alright. Don't think they have a trick. Could be wrong. Hunt for specimens, learn. That's probably not good news for us. Reduced memory. That's definitely not good news for us. Say goodbye to our Combat Professor friend. Please pay 2 life. They decide not to. It's a smart move on their part. We're going to get rid of this eager first year. Take the other 4. Draw another land, chat. Not great news for us. See what they decide to do here. Sometimes you flood. That's just part of Magic. Only have 16 lands in the deck, and we see 9 in our first 14 cards. Silverquill Silencer. Are they going to name Combat Professor? Arrogant Poet. I don't have that one, so... are they going to pay for the flying? They do not. I'm going to wait till next turn. We're in a bad spot there. We're pretty much dead. Star People I don't think saves us. We will play it though. Definitely not going to attack. We need all the blockers we can get. I think they attack all here and I think we're dead. Mage Hunter's Onslaught. Well, chat, that'll do it. Really? You realize if you attack with everything, I lose. Okay, good. Well, good game, opponent. We are 3-1, I think. Definitely trying to get to 5 so we can pay for the draft in full. 4 would be nice. Yep, we're 3-1. Patiently waiting for our opponent to show up. Okay, this is a good hand. We have the double black we might need down the road. We're going to Thunderous Order on turn 1 because that Leech Fanatic, even on turn 2, will provide the lifelink to the order. Or we could just Essence Infusion it, depending on what's going on with our opponent's board. Hopefully they don't have a shock that kills us. Looks like they do. That or Lightning Bolt. They do have the shock. That's unfortunate. No point in playing around that though. Wait and see what our opponent does here. Lash Malice is an instant. Discard card name. Looks like Wizards has some programming stuff to fix. They did get a treasure. Guess they thought they weren't playing that anytime soon. I think we'll go ahead and take out the Historian here. Why not? I do still have 2 mana. Decide not to play anything. I think we're going to Combat Professor here. Hopefully they don't have a counter spell. They do not. They definitely are in the colors for counter spells and removals. Exile instant or sorcery, put a number of counters on equal to half that card's mana value, rounded up. Ouch. We're gonna need to gain some life, chat. Think we start with a dueling coach maybe? Has ward, that's unfortunate. Don't think we're going to be spending the mana on the Well, this could be interesting, chat. We're just going to take the 6 here. They don't play any creatures. They're in a bad spot. That comes into play tapped. We have a Vanishing Verse. Exile monocolored permanent. That would do it, chat. Gonna gain 8 here, get in for 10. Don't have the 2 to ward that yet, but that's okay. We can take one more turn of damage. If they don't have an answer for the Combat Professor, they are out of luck. The Spirit is red and white, unfortunately. Smartly decide they need to leave some blockers back. Gonna go ahead and try to get rid of that. Don't know if we're gonna be able to. Probably have a counter spell if I had to guess. They do not. That's game, even though it wasn't quite game yet. Opponent realized they did not have any answers. So we're 4-1, 1,400 gems in 3 packs. One more win gets us another 200 gems and another pack. This is not good. We do have stuff we can do, but it's not stuff I want to do. We need a land. This is not a lot better, but we're going to have to take it. We will ditch the dueling coach. Hopefully we get 2 lands on the first 2 turns. We can live and deal with that if we do. If not, it's going to be an uphill battle. Zephyr Boots, that's interesting. Man, 3 Combat Professors and only 2 lands. Let's go ahead and up the Unwilling Ingredient, since it looks like we're going to be able to get through for a couple turns. Really need a couple lands, chat. 3 Combat Professors. Can you imagine how amazing that would be if we can play them? Problem is, we can't play them right now. So our opponent's stuck on land? They have 7 cards in hand. Maybe they're trying to figure out which card to play. Or which land to play. They play Swamp. Professor Symbiology. They get to learn. That's not good news for us. We did get a land, so they can get rid of our Unwilling Ingredient if they get another black mana. Bad news for them is we have 3 Combat Professors coming. They also lose their Professors in Biology, so hopefully they would attack first. If they exile now, they miss out on 2 damage. Smartly attack. We need one more land, chat. Can we do it? We have a 40.6% chance of drawing a land. We do not draw a land. That is unfortunate. We get a Lash of Malice, which will do us nothing right now. Hopefully any creature they play has less than 2 toughness. That would be ideal. Ooh. Hold on, what does that do? Okay, they're tapped out. Let's just get rid of that. We got the land, chat. We're in business. 3 Combat Professors coming to town. They're not going to like this one. They could have removal, though. Alan Shield Mage. That's a bummer. We're going to lose our first Combat Professor here, I think. They don't know the half of it. There's another one coming, bud. If we get, I don't know what we want anymore. I don't think we have anything that costs more than 4. They have a lifelinker, so that's a bit unfortunate. Good news is they don't have a flyer, although they can make their Zephyr Boots make something fly. They're like, what? Another combat professor? Yeah, basically opponent. I agree. I think we put a combat professor on the bottom of our library though, didn't we? No, we put a dueling coach. Oh man, they got rid of our combat professor. What's up with that? Now we can't block the Killian. We're gonna get to draw and discard a card. So I thought we had that wrapped up, but our opponent had all the answers they needed. We have an answer we need right here. I think we're going to reduce to memory. We'll get rid of it first. How about that? The Zephyr Boots might have been the smarter play. By killing just gained life, and I don't want to deal with that. He had Menace too. Pilgrim of the Ages can keep coming back, unfortunately. And they keep thinning out their deck with planes at that. It does cost 5 to come back though, so that's the good news. Gonna hold on to this land so they think we have something even though we don't. Zephyr Boots here, okay. Do they each have land in their hand too? Or do they have a trick, chat? We have a Spectre of the Fens now. It's actually pretty good news for us. They might be killing our combat professor here, chat. But we're just gonna put the pressure on. Looks like they have a trick. It's an interesting choice. Guess opponent feels up against the ropes, which does make sense. If they don't do anything, we have lethal on board. We can activate the Spectre next turn and attack with both. Don't know that the opponent sees that yet. Go ahead and attack first. They could easily have some removal. They do. It's a bit of a bummer. Probably should have spread the damage out, to be completely honest with you, chat. But we'll take what we can get. Probably should have held that land too. They play Pilgrim of the Ages. Do they have something else coming? I guess they can put the boots on. Can they still put the boots on? They can. So now they can kill the Spectre of the Fens. So now we're stuck just activating here. We'll wait though. Make them think we have something. Just can't forget to do it. If they get removal, we're in trouble, chat. Happy to let you attack here. Come on through. Gonna go ahead and activate this now. Just in case the removal they have is sorcery speed. If we get to our turn, they don't gain any life or kill our Spectre. That should be game. Looks like they did not. Yep, that's it. Opponent was not happy with that outcome. I think that puts us at 5-1, maybe 6-1, 5-1. I think yes, 5-1. So we have potential for 4 more games, or 3 more games. Sorry. Waiting for our game to begin. Finally starting. We're playing Mortus. There's 2 U's, so I don't know what we're supposed to do with that there. This is not great. But we have 2 removal spells and a 4-drop with 4 lands, so we're going to roll with it. If they are to an aggro start, we are in trouble. They are not off to an aggro start, so that is some good news for us. We can learn if we need to. We can Vanishing Voice if we need to. Don't think I would have main decked that card, but that's just me. We can Combat Professor next turn. I'm not wasting my Study Break this early, I don't think. Not much of a point. Vanishing First is an instant. That's good news. I was worried that might be a sorcery. Probably should have checked before I passed the turn last turn. Professor Zoomancy. Don't think I want that to stick around. The pests are annoying, but the Zoomancy's gone, so that's good news. Okay, chat, it is time to Combat Professor. They're also in the color of kill spells. They could have Mortality Spirit or Mage Hunter's Onslaught. They have a Blood Researcher. So every time they gain life with one of their pests dying, their Blood Researcher gets a counter. I think I would have taken advantage of that there, but it does not look like they had the same idea. For now, I think we just stick with the Combat Professor flying in. Gonna play Spectre of the Fens as well. And we'll get our star people on the field. Still have that Mage Hunter's Onslaught. Take care of the Blood Researcher if we need to. So Blood Researcher just got a little bit better. They also got to draw 2 cards. Not great news for us. We kind of like another white land, to be honest, chat. We're at 18-18. Opponent can gain 2 more life with those 2 pests. Looks like they have a kill spell here. That would be unfortunate. Demogoth Woe Eater. Whoa, we don't want that going off. They could tend to pest. That would not be good news for us, but we're just going to take that Demogoth out now and hope it stays gone. Really hoping they don't have a tend to pest. If they do, we are in big trouble, chat. They do not. Great news for us. I think we're going to give the Vigilance to the Spectre. Would rather lose the Spectre than the Combat Professor. Don't think we're gonna lose. This is gonna be interesting. They grab a Flunk. That's bad news for us. I would imagine they would use that on the Combat Professor, but I'm not sure. 1 more land and we can get Spectre of the Fens going. I was about to say, you better not use it on the pupil. That would be a massive mistake. Another Professor of Zoomancy. Not looking good for us, chat. Really hate that we only have 1 white mana. Looks like we take 6 next turn. I think the right move here is to play the Combat Professor. No, maybe the Dueling Coach. If we play the Dueling Coach, we could put a counter on the Combat Professor, and we can double block the Blood Researcher. This is going to be a close one, chat. Looks like they have some more interaction. Rise of Exodus. Ouch. Now if we double block, we lose our counter too. Blood Researcher hangs back. Really need another white, chat. I think we just have to take this. That is not another white, chat. See what lessons we have. You click on your deck to see your sideboard. Reduced memory, introduction to annihilation, pest summoning. We might need to pest summon. We can combat Professor if they block the dueling coach. They have to get 6 through. They have their own pest summoning. I think we have to combat Professor. I think we've lost this one, chat, but we'll see. They must have a combat trick. You are kidding me. I would not have made that move. So we gotta block the Zoomancy here. They get 3 through. Really need another white, chat. That is not a white. Does let us get 2 creatures on the board. They need to get 3 through. If we tap 2, they have 4 left. We can block 2. So we have the Leech Fanatic here. We need to be able to Study Break next turn, so we can't spend that white. Study Break is an instant. We do get to learn. Gonna tap the Zoomancy and probably a Pest. They could have a kill spell and then things would just be all over. If they attack all, well, they eliminate. Pretty sure that's game. Because none of these are instants. So they're gonna get 3 through. And that is game, chat. That was a close one. If we had one more planes, I think we would have had a shot there, but we never got it. It's part of Magic, unfortunately. Maybe should have taken one of those Silverquill campuses. So we are 5-2, not a bad place to be. Already got our gems back to play another draft, so I'm very happy with that. Of course, would love to get to 7-2, but we're going to have to win 2 games in a row to get there. We'll see if that happens. Hopefully you've enjoyed this tutorial on how to do a Premier Draft. If you have and you're still watching, would definitely appreciate a click on that thumbs up button. You can also subscribe to see more pack opening videos and arena videos on Cothern Cards. Got paired up to Platinum. We're playing Casarius. I'm not sure how to say that. This is an awful hand, especially for going first. Can't play that. That's not much better, but we're going to have to keep it. Probably going to ditch the dueling coach here. Hope we draw a black. Or hope our opponent continues to mulligan. One of the two. Not very hopeful for our 7-2 chances. This might be a 5-3 deck due to some mana issues, but that's the problem when you play 2 colors. Unfortunately, this particular format, you're guaranteed to play 2 colors, sometimes 3 in Strixhaven Premier Drafts. We do get a combat professor, but we're going to need more lands to play him. Preferably a swamp. That is not what we're looking for. We are ahead in the life game, but I have a feeling that's about to change. Man, not good news for us, chat. No land, no swamp. And they get a Professor of Zoomancy. We are in big trouble, chat. Got a land, not the one we wanted. Opponent has 5 land, 3 colors of land at that. We can't even get our 2 colors. Oh, and they have a cultivator to get more. Well, chat, this draft has been fun. Had higher hopes for this deck, but with the way things are going, it looks like we are losing next turn or 2. Oh, we finally get that swamp, and now we don't even really want it. Debating what's the most important thing to play here. Honestly, I think Combat Professor is going to be our best shot at getting anything done, even though we really needed to play a black spell. Doesn't really matter who gets Vigilance because we're in full defense mode right now. Looks like they're going to kill something. If they do, we're definitely dead. Waiting for opponent to make a decision, chat. If they disconnected, that would be very unfortunate. Looks like they did not. They're just Mage Duel. Okay, yep, that's pretty much game over. 5, 8, 9, 11. That's how much life we have, chat. Can't take all that to our face. Next turn, we're definitely dead, though. Hey, look, another land, and it's not a black one. That's game. Thanks for playing, opponent. So, based on the timestamp on this video, you can see how long a 5-3 draft takes if you play it straight through. If your games go longer, it might take a little bit longer. If your games are quick, it might go a little bit faster. We got 5 wins and 3 losses. When you're done, you can claim your prize pressing this button right here. Got 1,600 gems and 4 packs. Your packs show up in your packs tab up here. You can go and open them like this. Let's see what we got from our Strixhaven packs. We got an Agonizing Remorse Mystical Archive, a Mythic Magma Opus. We also got a Mythic Wildcard. That's not bad. If you guys enjoyed this video, if you click thumbs up, we really appreciate it. Also, if you want to see more of these types of videos, hit that subscribe button. We get an Auric Lore Mage. No text on there, but if you hover over it, there sure is text. Looks like another arena error. Our last pack is Manifestation Sage. Well, chat, hope you enjoyed that one. Thanks for stopping by. We will catch you on the next video.